So in the wake of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's debacle in the White House with J.D. Vance and Donald Trump, Bill O'Reilly joins News Nation to discuss what went on, and ultimately this turns into a heated debate, and Bill O'Reilly schools this woke host on his own show. It's glorious. I really enjoyed it, and I think you guys will too. So let's have a look at Bill O'Reilly going on News Nation and turning it into his own show.
I think, O'Reilly, you knew that some kind of confrontation with Putin was brewing here in this first year. You famously confronted Trump in 2017, basically saying you don't understand how evil Vladimir Putin is. You're not clear-eyed about it. Does that same kind of lack of understanding still exist today for Donald Trump?
No, I don't think so. I think he understands who Putin is. But you're making a mistake, and most television pundits and commentators are making the same one. It's only the third inning. It's not over. So Putin's ahead in the third
Bill.
inning.
I never said it was over. I never said it was over.
No, but you said Putin won.
No, I didn't.
It's
I
the
said
third
he won.
inning.
He won today. Somebody can win an inning. Somebody can lose an inning.
but
People
you-
are ahead in the games. People are behind in the games.
You didn't contextualize it.
Yes, I did.
He's in the third inning. So, no, you didn't. I listened very closely, and it was painful. You didn't put it into context that this whole thing is designed to get the deal that Trump wants. And here is the deal that Trump wants. I'll just lay it right out to you. And I hope the idiot senators are listening right now. So Trump knows that Putin's never going to stop murdering people unless Putin can walk away with some kind of victory. All right? Some kind of saving face. Trump knows that. So that's why Trump isn't attacking him. That's why Trump even, patronizes him to a certain extent, not condemning him. And nobody in his administration will either.
Yep.
Because he can't do that and get a deal with Putin. Now, Zelensky apparently does not understand that when a 10-year-old would. That if your enemy is more powerful than you and you want the enemy to stop murdering your people, you'd have to make some accommodations. And that's it. So Zelensky, when he says, well, we're not even close, as he did today, for a peace deal, it's like, okay, that could be true, but do you want to be Hungary in 1956? Is that what you want to be? Because Americans are not going to fight this battle for you. They're going to help you. But if you're an obnoxious guy, an unreasonable guy, then the help is going to be put on pause, which is what happened today. It's a negotiating situation with Trump. I don't know what the announcement is tomorrow about Ukraine, but I was wrong when and you never hammered me on it. You're a good man, Leland. I was wrong on Bobby Kennedy Jr. confirmation. So take that into account when I make my prediction now. They'll get a deal in Ukraine, but it's not going to include anything in writing that America is going to come to their military aid if Putin breaks the deal. That's not going to happen.
No, I agree with you on there.
And no president would do that. Eisenhower didn't do it. Truman didn't do it. Nobody's going to do that unless you are directly threatened by Putin. And Zelensky seems to think that we are, but we're not yet. Putin could be. He's evil, and you got to contain him. And that's what Trump is trying to do.
You say that's what Trump is trying to do. We're going to quibble back and forth here on this winning thing because I think it's important. Look, sometimes you take a strategic pause, sometimes you take a strategic loss. But you can't sit here and tell me that as we look at it right now, pausing the aid, crippling our ally, is not giving Putin a win. It's no different than walking a batter in baseball, if you want to call it that. But it is giving Putin a win, is it not?
See, this is where the Democrats and these warmongers and the talking heads that represent the Democratic Party are all missing the point. We don't care if Russia gets a win here or there, right? The thing that we care about the most is ending the war. And if you have to give Russia a win here or there, allow them to keep the territory that they've conquered, which, by the way, I was just recently speaking with somebody that's from Ukraine, from that eastern area of Ukraine, and he told me that most of these people there in the area already speak Russian, and they would prefer be Russian, like in the Russian territory, or they just don't care. Their main focus is they want the war to end. They don't want to be kidnapped while out walking their dog, forced to join the military for Ukraine. And, you know, it's funny that the people on the western side of Ukraine, the people that aren't in the middle of the war, they believe that the war should continue. Of course, their homes aren't being destroyed, right? And then, you know, so then when it comes to these people in America that think that, you know, Putin is the biggest enemy on planet Earth and he's this dictator that has to be stopped at all costs, are missing the point. We just want the killing to end. We just want the war to end. We want the waste of American resources to end, because to most people in America, we can't even point out where Ukraine is on a map. Now, I can, but most people can't. Like I've said from the beginning, Ukraine cannot win this war, and it's simply based on numbers. Russia's population is over 4 times the size of Ukraine's. It's just a simple numbers game. At this point, I don't care. Call me pro-Russia, call me pro-Putin. I think he's a bad guy for doing this, but ultimately, he's doing what he feels he has to do to protect his own country from NATO surrounding his borders, which is the exact same thing that I would be for if Russia or China tried to move into Mexico or Canada or both. And that's something that we all should be able to agree upon. And if you do, please make sure to hit the like button. Consider ringing that notification bell to support the channel.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not a permanent win.
Well, of course not. That's why I said Putin is winning. He's winning the game right now. Now it's Trump's job to fix that. How does he fix it?
Well, he convinces Zelensky to sign the mineral deal. That's number one. Then he gets to bad Vlad and says, hey, we got to sit down and hammer this thing out in a reasonable way. And if you do that, you get back into the G8 and, you know, you become a civilized nation again. And then Vlad will go bluster, and then Trump will give him some territory, and it'll probably be, well, they'll have elections where they want to stay with Russia or Ukraine, you know, the dance. But Zelensky's going to lose some territory.
Yeah, look, I said in the beginning of the show, America doesn't care about the Donbass. Okay, I was there. Nobody cares. Right. I get that. Okay.
Nobody cares.
But this doesn't happen in a vacuum, Bill, and you know that better than anybody. This is a dangerous world. Okay, and China's sitting there watching. Okay, China's thinking about invading Taiwan. China's thinking about going after our other allies, the Philippines and Australia. And I know you're going to give me this double bounce thing about how if all of a sudden you get a deal in Ukraine, it's going to pull Putin away from China and away from Xi, and therefore Xi's more isolated. I don't buy it. The world is safer when America is respected and feared. I don't understand how kind of, we can make a deal on everything, okay, makes America more feared and respected.
All right, then you got to go to war. You got to wipe out some people. You got to do a Don Corleone. You got to wipe out the 5 families. You really want to do that?
It worked for Reagan. You want
to be feared?
It worked for Reagan.
Nah, it didn't. He didn't attack anybody. He withdrew from Lebanon. He didn't attack anybody. He just outspent.
He attacked Gaddafi.
So if you want America to,
and in the arms race, the Cold War he won. The Cold War he won by, as you said it, he outspent everybody.
He outspent them, but he didn't throw American military in. And if you want them to be feared, if you want us to be feared, then you're going to have to take some drastic action. And nobody wants that. You wouldn't get public support, and the Democrats would turn like that, even though they're yelling at Trump now, oh, you're helping Putin, you're an arm in the Kremlin. As soon as a couple of American divisions went in there, you'd see Murphy and all these other clowns go, oh, no, don't do that.
You don't even have to forecast it, Bill. They did it, right? After, when Trump killed Soleimani, the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, one of the worst terrorists in the world, Okay, Democrats all, oh, it's going to start a new war, on and on and on. Turned out it brought a lot of peace to the Middle East. Hold on.
Absolutely.
I had to play this.
Speaking of America being strong and looking back and considering that no new wars started under Trump's first watch, does anybody really think that China would move on Taiwan under Trump's watch? It's certainly a possibility, but I really don't think that they would do it under Trump's watch, especially considering that they would have been in a much better position to do it under Joe Biden's leadership. Seriously, look at how Russia has succeeded in their war against Ukraine. What did Joe Biden do during that administration that would send fear into China over their will to want to take over Taiwan? And I'm beginning to wonder if China really wants to take Taiwan as bad as the Democrats and people in America think that they do. But if they didn't do it under Biden, in my opinion, they're certainly not going to do it under Trump. And if they do, we'll address it when it happens. For now, the main issue is America giving endless amounts of money to Ukraine to prop them up in a war that they cannot win. We need to come to an understanding, and that understanding is giving Putin some wins, as this guy is concerned about. But the reality is, Putin has been winning since the beginning. He's taken the land that he wants, and it's cost him a lot of his military. So in my opinion, Putin would be an honorable enough man to his nation that he is not just going to hand over this land. So there's no way he's going to just hand it over like a lot of Democrats say, that the only way that we'll be happy is if Vladimir Putin gives back all the land that he stole from when he invaded a sovereign nation. Look, I don't care. Americans don't care. We voted for Trump to end this, and that's what he's trying to do. So Trump gave a speech last night. I know it was a couple hours long. I hope you guys got to catch it. If you didn't, make sure you go back and watch that. It was amazing. One of the most crazy parts about it was the only thing the Democrats would stand and applause was when Trump mentioned Ukraine. These people love Ukraine more than they love America. I hope people were paying attention, because if you are a Democrat voter, you really need to reconsider your priorities and elect people that actually care and actually love America, and people who are willing to work with the president from the other party. I know Trump derangement syndrome is a hard thing to get over, and now it's combined with Elon derangement syndrome. The sickness, the cult, is a hard thing to defeat. But for America to survive, we must move past these terrible people in the Democratic Party in their leadership. Right? There was plenty of things that Democrats and Republicans should be able to stand and applaud. There's plenty of things that Trump said last night that Republicans and Democrats alike should be able to appreciate and give applause. And it's pretty pathetic the way that the Democrats acted last night. It's rather embarrassing for our country, and it's just straight up childish. Grow up, get some thicker skin, something. But these people are way too weak, they're way too feeble, and they're way too in their feelings to be leading our country and making decisions that affect each and every one of our lives. So if you agree with that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.